All right, I want to take a look right now at Mars and Venus. They are currently about 5 degrees away in the sky as they move into Leo. Um, so they're right on the beginning edge of Leo, but Mars and Venus are really, really fucking close to each other in the sky. And I tried to look at it, and I had too many trees in the way, so I failed at seeing them. But anyway, let's take a look at this conjunction of Mars and Venus, and it's going to be happening, for the next like week or so. They're going to keep getting closer and closer. They're super close in the sky right now. But let's just see what this conjunction of Mars and Venus in Leo means for the people. And I think we're good. I was going to separate these, but I just feel like it's fine. All right, so our root card is a Nine of Pentacles. And the main card is a reversed Eight of Swords. Well, that's kind of a pickle. So the Nine of Pentacles shows the money and the ability to be able to go places or do the things that you want to do. The energy of a shopping trip. Now, here, this reversed Eight of Swords is basically showing being stuck somewhere. Um, I think the fact that this is reversed is actually making it worse instead of showing like the easing of this energy. But the Eight of Swords here, the person is trapped in the tower, the moon is fucking with their head, and it's trying to get them to do something drastic, like jump out the window. Here is the sun coming up, which would put an end to this torturous night. Um, but here, this thing is upside down because I think what it's showing is that it is just being amplified. So this is all dressed up and nowhere to go. That's pretty much what we got going on here. Now let's just see what's on either side of this Seven of Swords. I mean Eight of Swords, and there's the Seven of Swords actually. Okay, well, so the Seven of Swords is showing a bunch of pressure to perform, a bunch of pressure to do something that you might not be ready to do. And here it looks like the pressure is to stay where you are, even though where you are is fucking with your head. And then as we move forward, this moves toward the Judgment card, which is sort of making or facing some big decision, and then for better or worse, moving on with your life. Now, the good part of this, there's two good parts. One is this Nine of Pentacles, which is showing some ability to be able to do some shit that you want to do. Now, for whatever reason, you're being forced not to do the things that you want to do, but this situation is going to move forward into making some big decision showing in the Judgment card, and this would break any sort of stagnant energy, or it would break the hold um, that is put on you here. Now, this can be applied into relationships, but I'm going to pull a specific card because we are looking at Mars and Venus. In relationships, what does this mean? And we have the reversed Magician. So this would be not really being confident in who you are and what you do. So there's a lack of confidence in the relationships. So this could be a very trying time for relationships, actually. Interesting. Well, hold on. First, I'm going to see what else we got. I mean, what else is coming from this union or conjunction? Whoop. And it's the reverse devil. Holy shit. Dang. And I should also note that the reversed Wheel of Fortune was on the bottom of the deck. So the reverse Magician, Devil, and Wheel of Fortune. This is going to be a difficult time for the next week. The reverse devil is showing possession and obsession, turned up, turned up past 10. So let's see through this. What can we do to keep our relationships from snapping? And it looks like all of this energy would sort of lead to that, but what could we do to keep that from happening? And the Seven of Wands is showing coming out of a place of restriction. Now, when we look back here at this pressure to sort of, the phrase that's coming up is pickle jar. It's like being fucking stuck in a pickle jar here, but you're being pressured to do it. Here, it looks like you've got plans and ideas, you've got the funds or whatever to do some other shit, but you're stuck in this jar. Now, what can we do to fucking keep our relationships from snapping? The Seven of Wands is saying, try to remember that you are coming out of some restriction, and here the other part of this is, when you do emerge from a restriction, try to make sure that you don't turn around and go right back into it. But all of this is saying that there's a restriction that is going to hit like a fever pitch over the next week. But we have to try to remember that the restriction isn't permanent and we are coming out of it. But I think this Judgment card is hopeful too, because it is going to force some big changes that would keep this from being true. All right, so I'm going to collect these. What else can we find out about this? I guess that's just going to be my question. What else, What else is going on with this conjunction? Whoop. There is one more that wants to come out. Where do I put it? I don't know. So it's a Queen of Swords, loneliness and anxiety. This seems to line up pretty well with all the shit that was showing up on the other side. Now, this makes sense to me. There's all these solar flares and then fucking all of the different layers of pollution and everything. There's something that has been slowly fucking with people's heads. And I'm pretty sure this is true all over the world. But this loneliness and anxiety, the Queen of Swords is very good when she lashes out. She knows where to cut people, right? This sort of energy, I've definitely felt it within myself. And I know I have also seen it in people around me. So this energy is pervasive, and this is going to make Venus and Mars, this conjunction, it's going to be flavored differently than the other times that it's happened because of all of this ratcheted up anxiety. Now, what we get here is a King of Pentacles and an Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is walking away from old emotional trash and just deciding not to deal with it anymore and just saying fuck it and walking away. Now over here, the Knight of Pentacles, this is discipline and pattern. The Knight of Pentacles is like your job. I mean, not necessarily. It is this discipline pattern that you go through. It's your routine, and it probably incorporates your job. Now here, what is happening is this sort of like the routine of the Knight of Pentacles can be pretty mindless. And it looks like there's a certain part of like an emotional link to that, that is just best to separate from. I mean, the separation looks like it's happening anyway, right? So there's this emotional glob of shit that is connected to the specific pattern that we have to go through. And there is at least a yearning to separate from this. And here, the Queen of Swords is also showing anxiety about it, but this is definitely going to be true. People don't really go through changes that well, most people at least. And certainly, if this is like, quitting your job or something like that, then there's going to be some fucking ratcheted up anxiety. But the important thing here, I think, more so than the actual ending of the routine, is letting go of the emotional crap that comes with it. I don't know how one can be done independently of the other, but maybe you do, right? But I think it's more important to let go of the emotional glob of shit. Um, but this is tricky. It's super tricky because the Queen of Swords is going to worry about that shit and probably kind of lash out at people while she tries to figure out what to do about this. It's like, well, here is the pattern, here is the security, but it also is fucking poisonous, right? So what do I do about this? Oh, I don't know. How about insult my neighbor? You know, like that's what we get. Anyway, so this is tough. This is really tough. This is not a sparkly, shiny conjunction of these two planets. It looks like the next week is going to be a tricky one. So I guess good luck with that. That's what we have for now, and peace.